Greetings. Before I start today's message, I would like to say a word of thanks to a kind lady who joined the group with a message with a Greek song. So please, just be patient with me. I'm going to respond and thank her in her language. Χαίρετε. Νάντια, ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Το τραγούδι ήταν πολύ ωραίο. Μου αρέσει πάρα πολύ. Άκουσα αυτό το τραγούδι περισσότερα από 10 φορές. Πάλι, ευχαριστούμε για αυτό το τραγούδι. So I just said thank you, Nadia, for the song that you shared with us on this account. Alright, let's move to our topic. Porn kills. That was the last message I recorded in this account. Today I'm gonna shift a little bit and I'm gonna ask the question, what is the difference between a prostitute and porn? What's the difference? Alright, let me tell you how old, this porn has been in our lives. But we have never seen such darkness. Through history, if you go to Babylonian times, you will find next to each temple of worship, they worship idols. They worship the sun, they worship the moon. They call the moon by Nana or Sin, and the sun Shamash. And there is another god and goddess that they worship and cherish so much, named Ishtar, the goddess of sex, goddess of love. And next to every Babylonian pagan temple, you will find a small area with tents. And in those tents, you will find many girls, stupid girls. They say they dedicate their lives as holy, like nuns, but different. Nuns, they are honorable, protecting themselves from porn. But those, are dedicated to their gods and their paganism by giving themselves to porn. They are prostitutes, and they used to charge money. And since those days, through history, we always saw those girls who are so cheap. In the Old West, we used to have saloons and girls working in those saloons, and any drunkard who come to drink in those saloons can take any girl for some money upstairs to a room dedicated for porn. Prostitutes. So what happened? Why things have changed so bad or so much? And from being restricted into certain areas, today porn is spread. We see it on the internet, we see it on TVs, it's silver screen, we see it on movies, in magazines. It is invading our lives in a miserable way. So what happened? How did this happen? Why porn moved from small scale in specific places? You will go to a whole town in the Old West, in a whole town, you will find only one saloon, while the town may have hundreds or thousands of occupants. And the ladies, the decent, honorable ladies, they always looked at saloon girls as miserable, disgusting, cheap. How our daughters, our women in the West became so cheap cheaper than those sluts of the saloons of old days, old Babylonians' time, those who worship the goddess Ishtar, the goddess of sex. How our daughters, our women, reach such a miserable state? You know today what they are doing? Through history, sluts and prostitutes charge money. What about today? No. Those who commit porn, they don't charge any penny. You just go to bed. They are much cheaper than the porns of old days, or the prostitutes and the sluts of old days. What happened? How women became so miserably cheap, rotten. They don't even charge. They are welcome, you are welcome to go to bed. It's so sad. If you look, at the background of those who made themselves harlots in cheap porn, you will find they come from families. Now, in other countries in the world, apart from the West or apart from the US, in general, not this is not everybody is the case. In general, you will find in other countries that poor state, poverty, may lead some girls to go to porn to get money. This is a way of living for them because they are hungry, they don't have decent clothes, they don't have decent life. If they don't do it, they will die. So what's the excuse of those porn harlots in the West who commit porn for nothing? No gain whatsoever. The only thing they may gain out of this stupidity is AIDS, a long list of diseases. I'll bring you with another video, some other video, I'll bring you the list of diseases those sluts may carry because of this porn. In the last video, I told you they are acting like a public restroom, public toilet. Decent women who marry, they are not like this. They have one man, the husband, specifically the husband, legally married, living decent life, honored and respected by those around, while those cheap girls, disgusting, cheap girls today who commit porn, they do not worth to live. It's better for them to die. Because it takes one rotten apple in a whole storage to ruin everything, all the apples to spoil, a whole crop, because of one rotten apple. It is so sad that even though in the US we have our Constitution and our laws, most of which are decent, honorable, respected, but some of those laws are rotten and filthy, and the Americans need to do something about it. Let me mention one law that we need to get rid of. We need to shove it in the faces of those who made it and of those who apply it. Today we cannot raise our own children. If you shout at a child to correct their mistakes, they will call 911 and take you to jail. You cannot even raise your own child. Now, biblically speaking, if you look in the Old Testament, you have the right to hit your child if they are evil and demonic. Even in Islam, you have to raise your child in proper manner. See, everything starts in the family, how the parent raise their children. And if the family cannot raise their children, not necessarily to use force, but at least those children with small brains need to understand there is consequences. Like go to your room. You want to go to a party, you're prohibited because you are not behaving. There are many other ways, not necessarily hitting, but you are not even allowed to make them angry because 911 is ready to pick you up. And this is a rotten, filthy rule and law in the land. We need to sign or gather together to remove this rotten law from this beautiful country under the Constitution. Very well. So, it is so sad that decent women, decent girls, coming from decent families today are moving to being prostitutes, cheap harlots. Cheap, not only committing porn, but for free. They don't even charge you. Very nice. And they are open to all kind of sickness and diseases and disgusting matters. And the problem that AIDS does not come only from sex. AIDS move from one person to another through many other ways. And then this person who get it from this harlot, this prostitute he slept with, will share it with his family, like his wife or whosoever else, become a victim. So porn is becoming like an attack, a plague. And we need people to move to stop it before it destroys all of us on a wide scale. So please, work hard to stop porn and say you are against porn everywhere. Thank you for watching. Take care.